In 2016, I moved to Virginia. New city, new chapter. In 2014, I moved to Virginia. New city, new chapter. I joined a cycling team, started connecting with tech and creative communities in the DC area. Whew. And at a LinkedIn local event, I had my cameras with me. I was walking around shooting footage of speakers, documenting the event. Someone noticed. His name, and still my friend, was Rod Ferrier. He came up to me and said, "You should give a talk on smartphone video production." Guess what I said? I said yes. And that led to a 30-day LinkedIn video challenge where I committed to producing a series of videos on mobile video production. I broke it into 3 arcs. First, the why. Why smartphone video? Why now? Why this matters for professionals and entrepreneurs. Second, the apps. Every worthwhile tool on iOS and Android for shooting and editing. Third, the equipment. What you actually need, what's optional, and what's just marketing. Third, the equipment. What you actually need, what's optional, and what's just marketing. I posted these on LinkedIn. The response surprised me. People were watching, commenting, tagging colleagues. Messages came in. How do you do this? Can you teach more? I started reaching out personally. I said, I noticed you liked the video on this topic. Would you want to know when I release a more comprehensive course? And most people said yes. I built a newsletter, I built surveys to understand exactly what gaps people were trying to fill. Then I opened a Teachable account and started building the course. Now here's what all of that taught me that I didn't expect. The equipment was never the real problem. People had cameras, people had phones, people had ring lights and microphones. And yeah, and yes, that rhymes. Now what they didn't have was a system, a set of decisions they could make once and then stop thinking about, so they could focus on the actual content. Now, nobody wants to spend 45 minutes adjusting their background before a podcast recording. Nobody wants to be the person whose audio is 30% worse than their guests. And nobody wants to find out their camera has been in autofocus this whole time, hunting back and forth every time they move. They want to walk in, sit down, look good, sound good, talk to people, and that's it. That realization is what Home Studio Mastery became. Not a channel about gear, a system for removing the friction between you and the conversation you're trying to have. It started with a video camera my father received as a gift in Saudi Arabia. It passed through a wedding videographer in California, a DSLR in Colorado, a 30-day LinkedIn challenge in Virginia. Every step deposited something. This is where all of that depositing ends up. If you're building your own setup and want to skip 10 years of trial and error, Home Studio Mastery is where I put everything I've learned. Camera placement, mic selection, lighting, background, all of it without the gear obsession.